is a universal language. Everyone can relate to it. Let me give you an interesting example. Ting 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 ting. Ting 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 ting. It sounds very Chinese. Now. Sounds very Hindustani classical. Sounds very Carnatic. Sounds very Western. Four different musical experiences. You will ask, is there any commonality between them? Well, if you listen to it carefully, you will realize that the tune for all the four music pieces was exactly the same. But then what was different? The way in which the tune was interpreted by different cultures was the difference, and that is why you got four different and distinct musical experiences. Music and food are so similar in nature. Now take for example, if we take rice and give it to a Japanese, he might come up with a sushi. If you give it to a South Indian person, he might come up with a dosa. So the flavor and the recipe changes according to culture, but the basic element is the same. It is rice. Similarly, music and its basic elements are universal throughout the globe. But what matters is the interpretation, the way in which music is interpreted in different regions. This gives it its unique flavor. And thus, music, like food, is an acquired taste. And for one to appreciate the music of a region, it is first very essential to know about the philosophy and the culture of the place to which it belongs. Now about Indian music. You all might be very well aware of Bollywood music and indie pop music, but the spiritual and contemplative essence of Indian culture that India is known for is very well represented through Indian classical music, which is the traditional or art music in India. Unfortunately, the common man knows very little about Indian classical music, and when asked about what Indian classical music is, the common man will generally say, it is that ah. But this ah or akar or this tal system is just a part of the aesthetics of Indian classical music, and Indian classical music is much beyond all this. You might not be able to relate with Indian classical music, and during any Indian classical music performance, you might be clueless about what's going on. Well, that is quite normal because the fact is that you're not acquainted to Indian culture and philosophy. So through these episodes, I will try to acquaint you with Indian philosophy on which Indian music is based on and help you to draw parallels between the music that you are acquainted to and Indian classical music that you're not very well acquainted to. This will help you to at least appreciate the beauty of Indian classical music up to a certain extent.